Alright guys, good morning, afternoon, or wherever you're at in the world. A little back day action that took place on Friday at Iron Heaven. Um, this is pretty much how you build a back with as few moves as possible. So we're starting off with some neutral grip hand pull downs. I like this particular bar because it sits just on the outside of the elbows. There's another bar that's a bit longer that sits on the outside of the shoulder elbow area. I like that bar as well. Really, I just like this bar for the hand placement. Overhand grip tends to tug at my bicep a little bit more than what I would like. So this neutral hand grip kind of puts me in a little bit more of a, I guess, more advantage, less painful position to be able to pull. When you're doing lat pull downs, and I just had this revelation recently thanks to a few people I follow on IG. I always thought as lat pull downs as, well, something that trains the lats, right? Well, you have to think of it as an upper back builder, rhomboid area, things of that nature. So once I started putting that in my mind, I have become a little bit more efficient at executing this exercise. Remember, I like to tell people to keep execution key, and you want to put the most amount of quote-unquote pressure on the muscle while you're training it, for the simple fact that that's where your growth is going to come from, keeping the tension on the muscle, keeping the tension / pressure on the muscle. So worked up to about 2 work sets, reps in reserve of around about 1 to 0. Remember, I worked up to a safe failure, and then did a back offset. I think I got about 8 reps, and then went on to the next exercise. But if you get a chance to use this bar, please use this bar. I encourage it. I tell people all the time, get after it with the bar.
So come on, why won't you reappear? Things that I said came out totally wrong. Can't speak of the truth when it's tainted. I fell into a big black hole. It got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. It got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. Got me stone cold.
If we're doing curls for the girls, then we're doing rows for the bros. Here, getting in some Arm Barbell Rows. This is a John Meadows special, as a matter of fact, if you haven't noticed. So kind of went up a little bit too heavy on these. I think I worked up to about 150 pounds, and then from there, I didn't get the reps that I wanted to. I actually got less reps than I did earlier in the training cycle. So that tells me I can do one of 2 things. I can deload, where I reduce the volume down, keep the exercises the same, keep going, which will probably end up happening, or I could just switch out the exercises. I'm getting to the point now where there's some things that are starting to nag a little bit. They're starting to hurt a wee bit. So what I will end up doing is that I will probably just end up deloading, for the simple fact that I think it's the most logical progression. So tips to the young guys who talk about just going hard and not listening to their body and all that happy horse shit that so many in social media do with hyperbole like that. There's going to come a time where you will have to listen, right? You will absolutely have to listen to what your body is telling you. And if you just want to go hard and this, that, and the other, like, I get it. It's wonderful. I fell into it for a good part of what I would consider my bodybuilding journey. But I don't do that anymore. I listen to what my body's telling me as far as aches and pains go, and I proceed accordingly. So it would be in your best interest to do the same. Stop falling into you have to do exercises. Stop falling into you have to grind through injuries. Stop. You don't. You don't. And for the love of God, stop comparing sports to bodybuilding for the simple fact that two totally different modalities and, different things need to happen for you to be successful. So let's just stop right there with that nonsense. But in any event, heading to chest supported rows, I'm enjoying rows that keep pressure off my lower back is my second rowing movement. So I've been going the chest supported route, whether it be dumbbells or with a preset machine. I really like these for the simple fact I can get a good stretch, I can get a good squeeze, and I don't feel any pressure on my lower back. I feel it all in the lats. I try to row to my hip area. As you can see where my elbows are going in the arc of the dumbbell, it's not a straight up and down line. It's just really like basically a half circle. When I write these in my program, that's the way I describe that people need to do this exercise. So no doubt I'll get back to the bent over rows with bent over T-bar rows and all that. But for right now, until I get a little bit better and heal up a little bit, I'm going to say goodbye to anything that has a bent over aspect to it with no support. Here's a machine I like that is actually one of a kind. So this is from Atlantis. It's the Atlantis Row, and not many of these have been made. I like these a whole hell of a lot. It's almost like doing a seated row, but I can adjust the seat up and down if I want to hit upper back a little bit more, if I want to hit my lower lats a little bit more. I can adjust that seat up and down, and man, I can really just slam my back with this. This is a very versatile piece of equipment. This is my third rowing movement, so I decided to call it quits for the rows after that and really focus on the stretch portion of the lats with the next movement, which was pullovers. So with pullovers, the Nitro Nautilus Plus, it's not my preferred machine. I actually like doing this with the old school Nautilus pullover because for some reason, I don't know why, the weight stack touches when I give it a complete stretch. But in any event, this is good. This is a good exercise to do. If you have a movement like a hammer strength row or a hammer strength pullover, I suggest you do that. I suggest you do more than 7 reps than what I just did, for the simple fact that these work in a higher rep range. Definitely drive the elbows back, right? Because you want to kind of get that good contraction too, in addition to the stretch. So the reason I like pullovers last is because you need to stretch the lats out. You need to get all the blood that you've trapped in there via row. You need to give it a place to quote unquote grow or go. I know that doesn't sound very scientific, but I'm a journalism major, so whatever. Moving on to biceps, man, nothing crazy. Just doing high rep machine curls. This is a Paramount machine, combo overhead tricep bicep machine. Biceps are a little shallow these days due to not really having an arm day, which I think everyone should have. Excuse me. But with with biceps in general, just listen to me. Less heavy weight, more squeezing, more concentration, right? As you can see, I'm using that ugly face because the burn is starting to set in a little bit. I forgot the camera was there. I wouldn't have looked at it. Now you're going to make fun of me. But 3 sets here, just really focusing on the pump and the squeeze of the bicep, right? And just going for broke on it. Then moving on to calves curls. So if you're not familiar with calves handles, go to Prime Fitness USA. They have those for sale. I want to get a pair for me personally. Anytime that I don't frequent Iron Heaven, because these are property of Iron. This is property of Iron Heaven. but I want my own pair, so it's going to be on the way. I like these because it doesn't give any pain to my elbow. Lately I've been having elbow pain with my biceps, with my bicep curls, so I like these. It puts me in a better biomechanical position. I love fat grip training for biceps, and it really gives me a strong contraction at the top too. So did some down low cable curls, and just called it good. So that's my pull workout. Sometimes I wish it could have been more, but it's not. As you can hear in the background, my son is awake, so duty does call. Got some programs to write today. Get it out to people. If you're interested in working with me, please hit me up on Instagram. That's at Tenacity Strength, or hit me up on Twitter at BadBadLeroyB. Love to program your workouts and get started with you, get you on the body that you want and the body that you kind of deserve. You look at the grand scheme of things. All right, well, you guys take care.